Hi y'all, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing extremely well. So today I'm in the community of Bridleton Bay and I'm going to be building a two-story traditional farmhouse on top of the lot that's for the Bridleton Boathouse. I've never built on this lot before. Bridleton Bay is one of my newer packs that I've purchased, which I know it's so old, but I was really slow to start getting the packs past base game. But anyhow, I'm going to be building, like I said, a two-story traditional farmhouse on this lot today. I love the way that this house turned out. I would buy this house. I would live here for forever. This is my style to a T. I went with the traditional white exterior and then I used dark woods as the sort of accent color. I'm so pleased with this house. It is just so cute. The only thing I am going to address right away is I was having a bit of trouble with my PlayStation screen recordings. So it's really frustrating, but the only thing that I actually have speed game footage of me building is the exterior and the backyard and the living room. The kitchen and the two bedrooms that I make are it just decided not to record them. So I have gone through and I've made sort of a slower video going through those three rooms to show you things that I put in there and how I made them look, but it's not going to be the traditional speed build style. Some of you all may prefer that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, but it was a very frustrating day. I was not having it when I learned that it did not record me making those rooms, but it turns out all right. And I mean, this house is just so cute. I can't stand it. It's just so great. But there I'm putting a little fireplace on the side, and I use that lattice foundation, which I don't use very often, but it works with the style so well. I'm so pleased. Then going in and putting a few windows. This house I have made for a mom and dad and two kids. I've decided those kids are going to be twins, one boy, one girl. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. I didn't make anything downstairs but the living room and the kitchen, and then the top floor is for both bathrooms and both bedrooms, which I mean isn't ideal for guests, but it really worked with this style home that I decided to build. It's very, like I said, it's very traditional. My husband and I were driving around the country last weekend and I saw a house that looked very similar and I was like, that's it. That's the one I'm going to build next. So it's based on one that I saw driving around where we live. But anyway, like I said, I'm so pleased with it. It's so cute, but I do apologize for the issues with the voice or with the video recording. It just absolutely destroyed me. But anyway, this is me getting the exterior ready to go and figuring out that fireplace. I really love putting fireplaces, especially in builds like this, and I think this one worked really well. I actually get to use a bit of ivy, which I've never used on any build. I just recently got vampires as well, so ivy is also new to me. All of it's new. You're coming along with me. This is great. I really wanted to build a big double square staircase, there we go, on the main floor leading up to the top, but it just didn't end up working out. It was making the bedrooms a little bit too small, and I don't know, I didn't care for it. But with this traditional style build, the house is very skinny, so it just made sense to make the floor plan with 2 large rooms at the bottom and then 2 large rooms at the top. But like I said, I think it turns out really well. I really hope you all enjoy it. Let me know in the comments if this is some sort of build that you like. Do you prefer traditional style? Do you prefer, something a little bit more, that you wouldn't necessarily see in real life, that you would only see in The Sims? Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see in the future. This is a build for me, but I want to make sure that I, include builds for you all and things that you all want to see. So let me know down in the comments what you'd prefer. But there I am adding railings to the front porch and some stairs. I think those are the cheapest railings, I believe, that you can get. They're just the plain slats, but I really think they're really nice. Like I said, I was going for a farmhouse feel for this, so I play on the console, so I play on the PlayStation 4, and we have not gotten the off the grid update yet, but this is the sort of thing that I would put, if I wasn't doing a tiny house or something like that, this is the kind of build that I would put on an off the grid lot, because I imagine the mom in this house to be very in touch with nature. I imagine that she's very holistic, and she's very conscious with what she does, and so I don't include a laundry room in this. I include a clothesline and a wash bucket outside, but this is the type of family that I think lives here. They would be off the grid if they could. Let's just say that. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what career I want the dad to have. I think he's sort of like a business, like he works in town, or maybe he's a veterinarian. I didn't get that far, but that's the type of vibe that I was going for with this house, and I think it looks really sweet. Just putting in something for the fireplace right here, and as you saw me add that little bit of ivy on the side of the fireplace inside of the house, it looks really, really great. I would like some tips from you all. Do you all, if you use ivy, is there any way to like make it go around the corner where it doesn't look like it's just like really blotchy, like splotchy? I don't know. Like everything comes to a point with the ivy. So if I do it around the corner, it sort of looks like it's inserting into each other. It doesn't wrap. And is there any like tip or trick that you all use for that? Or is that something that you experience too? Let me know down in the comments because I need help. I love the ivy. It's so pretty, but it took a little bit of moving around and, to get it to look that way. So, but I do a little bit of landscaping on the front of the house. I do the front of the house first, and then I do the backyard at the very end of the build. So that's when you'll see that. But I went with some specifically white flowers and sort of green shrubs for the front of this house. I didn't want to go too crazy with the colors. I wanted it to try to match. I realized with some of my builds that I go a little bit too crazy with the flower colors, and it looks a little bit mismatched. So I'm trying to remedy that. I'm trying to get better. So yeah, I do go with just white flowers for the most part. Maybe I might have a couple of yellows in there, but pretty much just a few shrubs and some white flowers, and that's the end of the landscaping for the front. I try to keep it really, really simple, and I think I may add a couple trees in the backyard, but the way that this lot is situated, it's near the forest, but it's also in the area that's leading down to the ocean, so I didn't want to overwhelm it with too many trees or anything like that. I wanted to be on the edge of the beach, starting to get up into the woods. So, but yeah, here I am messing with the ivy again. Like you can see, it's kind of coming to a point on the corner. It wasn't looking exactly how I wanted it to. I got it to where it looks fine, but I wasn't super happy with it. I would like some tips. But here I am placing some furniture on the front porch. I went with that same padded wooden bench that I think I used in the gazebo in one of my tiny home builds. But I went with that swatch with the navy pillows. It's so cute. I love the style and the pattern on those navy pillows. Those are so cute. And then put my little trio of flowers and a little side table. I think I end up putting I put a candle there at first, but then I also go with the lemonade pitcher on there. It just looks really sweet and homey and inviting. I was doing my best to try to find the lemonade pitcher. It took me ages, but I realized they put it in with I think it's like kitchen. There we go. It's in the miscellaneous kitchen items, which took me ages to find. And then I put some chairs on this side. I was gonna go with those like white shell chairs that I think I came with City Living, which are really, really cute, and I love them. But I ended up deciding to go with the chairs that match the bench. So, but they look great, and I went with the same end table over here on that side, and then I moved the candle over there eventually to sort of make it a little bit cohesive. But I think this front porch area is so cute. I love it so much. And I think it works really well for this little family. I'm really excited to create them actually and get them in here and see, what they get up to and actually figure out careers for the parents. I do think the mom is probably a stay-at-home mom. She probably does like something a little bit on the side, but primarily she stays at home and watches after her kids. The twins, I imagine them to be 8, like kids, like the kid age. But I think I'm so excited to play around with them. I think they're really sweet. But we'll get to them. We'll get to them in a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. But I put that little hose item over there, which I've started to use in a lot of my builds. And it's so cute. I love it. And then I'm going to move on to the inside for now. And I'm going to try to figure out that staircase. I think this is me seeing that it's just too big and it's not going to work. But I thought a really wide staircase would look really nice for this older house. But it's fine. It works. It looks good. I wanted the bathrooms to be a little bit bigger than I usually make, since we've only got one for the kids and one for the parents. So it turns out it looks good. Just trying to figure out the floor plan, trying to figure out how big the staircase is, and trying to figure out where the doors are supposed to go, and whether I want the staircase blocked off by walls, all of that good stuff. I do end up getting rid of that little corridor behind the stairs and making it an outside door so they can go out to the backyard. But yeah, I was gonna put an archway in between the living room and between the kitchen, but I decided against it just because the stairs were kind of clipping into it, and I didn't know if your sim would actually be able to get through there with the stairs clipping in like that, and that's really the only place I could put the staircase. So I decided against that, and I end up just making it open, I believe. Yes, I do. Yes, I end up just making it open, but it looks really sweet. I I love this house. I love it. I love it. I'll say it a million times. I love it. Put in another wall, and there's me making the staircase the size that I actually ended up being. But yeah, I made it to where the parents had a little bit of a larger room, a little bit more space to move around. And you will see me move on to the kitchen here. This is where my video does cut out. So this is a video I did at the end. I'll try not to show you the rest of the house, but I put in those white parenthood cabinets with the white countertops, nice little appliances, those little stools that sort of look like tractor seat stools, and then I put in that little bench area on the end. I was going to put a breakfast nook, but I imagine the kids being able to like sit there and read while mom cooks dinner, or just little things like that. This kitchen is very simple. I didn't go too overboard with it. I left it very plain and easy. And then I went with that round kitchen table that we got with laundry day, and those little sort of like old basket weave farm chairs, the little the hutch in the corner, the chicken on top, of course, and those two sort of like plan portrait things, and that little bucket with the twigs in it. I love this kitchen. It is so cute, especially with those curtains, those long sort of sheer curtains. I'm so pleased with it, and I hate that it was so short. I'm so sorry. I hate, God willing, it works for my next videos, or I'm going to have to look into something else. But anyway, moving on to the living room, the room that you actually get to see me build. So I picked those couches from Cats and Dogs with the cushions on them. I think they're so cute. And I ended up going with that round coffee table. I can't remember if it came in a pack or if it's base came. I can't remember, but I wanted something a little bit bigger for this family, something for them to play games on, or, just anything really. And I ended up going with that sort of, that weavish rug with the gray swatch. I think it looks pretty good. I kind of struggled with rugs for this house, but it looks fine. I think it looks good. And then I go with the Cats and Dogs chair in that cream swatch to match the couches. And there you see me put the light fixture in the kitchen, but putting in a couple of lamps. I ended up putting that little candle onto the... Lost it. Ended up putting that candle onto the shelf over the fireplace. Excuse me. I'm a little bad today. I'm a little off on this voiceover. I apologize. I think it's thrown me off that the recording didn't actually work. So I'm trying to hurry up and go through the kitchen and get to the living room. So I apologize. I will be better next time. But I put that little end table on the chairs to sort of have something to connect them, and then I make this little nook in the corner with a lamp and with the chair, and then put the TV up at the top. I went with the smaller TV so that I could put a couple of things up there on that shelf, but then just add a few clutter items. I add a bookshelf in the corner, went back and forth on which bookshelf to get, but I end up going with yes, that one that came with City Living, I think. No, I don't go with that one. I go with something else a little bit more traditional. I loved this one, and I toyed with it for ages, but I decided that the metal was just a little bit too industrial for what I was going for, so I decided against it and went with this one that I think came with base game. I can't exactly remember, but put a couple of pictures and some books around. I toyed with this kid clutter, putting it on the coffee table, and I end up leaving it there. I put it back in later, but I wanted it somewhere, and it works on the coffee table, I think. I imagine the kids just coming in and just throwing everything down, and this is kind of their gathering point where they all hang out. And I put that little parenthood item in the corner. I sized it down, but it's the little toy box. I think it's so cute. I love it. I love using it in homes with kids. It's just so sweet. But I do go in and put a few sort of wall decorations and some artwork up and about in the living room. I do go with those patent pictures again. That's sort of a theme that I used in the downstairs. And then for this corner, I put in a little sort of an end table, or like an accent entryway table, and put a little mirror up top. Every mirror I kept using that I wanted to use actually kept cutting into the stairs a little bit. And the one I finally went with, it cuts in the stairs a little bit, but it's not that bad. I think it looks really nice, actually. It is one of the like shorter square ones. But anyway, I decided to make this sort of an entryway to the backyard back here around the corner. And I put a few little clutter items. I think I put some mail on the little table and a couple of other things. I think I put some CDs and maybe a stereo. I think it is a stereo that I put in there. I think I get rid of these pictures actually. Yes, and I put them somewhere else on the staircase. But I liked this little entryway. Usually the houses that I build don't have enough room for an entryway, so this is nice. I don't have very much practice building them. I don't use many of these items very often, so this is good for me. And then I put the little hat rack and the coat and a couple of little like corkboard things, just sort of like walking in the door, let me pin this to... It's sweet. Just little kid things like maybe artwork or stuff like that. And then put the welcome mat and another little mat on the back on the back entryway as well. But yeah, I believe here I am finding some decorations for that end table. There's the mail that I put right there, and then yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a stereo and some CDs that I put. But yeah, I put that plant in the corner. I think I put it somewhere else, but anyway, just trying to find some decorations to liven up this living room. I think this living room is so cute. I don't actually end up putting curtains in here. I wonder if I should have, or if it would look a little bit too cluttered. Not exactly sure, but I think it looks great. I've mentioned before in some of my builds, curtains are not my favorite thing. I think they work in some rooms, but in others, I feel like it just makes it look a little bit cluttered. But yeah, no, I love it in the kitchen for this. I just didn't really go for it with the living room. And then I've got that little owl backpack sitting there in the corner for one of the twins, just throwing it down on her way up the stairs. Maybe I do end up going with curtains. Yes, I do. Oh my goodness. I can't remember a thing. This has been a long time since I've made this build. It's been several days. So I do put those sheer curtains from Parenthood on the windows in here. And then I think that's pretty much it for the living room. I think I put a little light fixture on the coffee table. It's sort of a centerpiece. It's that little lantern with the sort of like greenery around the edge. It's so cute. I love it. And then I'm going to move up to the upstairs, and you will see me paint the upstairs, I believe, and at least put doors in and maybe a painting. But after that, my video does cut out again. So you're going to see me do a similar thing to the kitchen where I just kind of walk you through the two rooms. It's so unfortunate, and I'm so sorry. I know I've said it, but it kills me. It kills me that I didn't record it. But you do see me do a little bit on the parents' room, like put some paint in, and I think I end up picking their bed out in this section. But anyway, yeah, I went with a lighter color I went with gray for the parents' bedroom, sort of something a little bit neutral. That's sort of a theme that I went with this whole house, was making sort of neutral walls and then filling it with, really rustic fixtures and beds and things like that inside. But I ended up going with, I can't remember what pack the bed came in for these two parents. I wanted to do the canopy bed so bad because of that sweater sort of cover that goes with it, but I ended up not going with it, and I went with, I don't think it's this bed that I ended up going with. I think it's a different one, but this is where my video decides to cut out, coming right up here. As you can see, it's having a little bit of problems. It's just kind of sitting there for a little while. So anyway, here we go. And this is going to be me walking you through the living room. So I ended up going with that bed with the sort of slat headboard and footboard. And then I added a little bit, I added that little laundry day item at the foot of the bed, sort of give it an ottoman. I merged the lamp with some side tables and put some books on just to give the parents a little bit of clutter. And then I made a little sitting area for them out of those rustic chairs and a plant. I also added the mirror and the dresser with a few clutter items, and then gave them a really little simple bathroom. I didn't go too crazy in here. Sink, shower, that cute mirror from City Living or from Vintage Glamour, all of that stuff. I kept it real simple for the parents. But then I move on to the kids' bedroom. Now, one kid is a boy. He loves science. That's kind of what I decided. And then the other twin is a girl who loves cats and animals. And so for his bed, I gave him some clutter items on the walls. I gave them a little panda lamp and a journal apiece. And then for the girl, I gave her some cat posters and a cat stuffed animal, and really just kind of cluttered it up for these two kids. I imagine that they're a little bit messy, but they're really cute and they're very smart. I imagine that they're really good with school. And then in here for their bathroom, I gave them the Parenthood shower with the elephants because it's so cute. A little bit of artwork and that awesome purple and blue rug, because I imagine the boy loves blue and the girl loves purple. That's the scheme that I was going for. But that's sort of the top floor. I apologize that is so short. Oh my goodness. When I filmed it for the PlayStation, I was like, oh, this is plenty of time for me to explain it, but it wasn't. So I apologize for that. But there I am putting in a few planter boxes and a clothesline and a wash bucket for these Sims to do laundry. And I imagine that the mom does gardening as a hobby, so gave her a few planters to do some gardening. And then I'm going in and adding a little bit of dirt around. And I do put that one birch tree out in the back. I wanted them to have like picnics out here, and this is where they eat and where they have family time together. And I do a little bit of landscaping on the sides. Again, is the same with the front. I pretty much go with green shrubs and some white flowers here and there, make it look really sweet and very simple. I also do a little bit more ivy up the side of that extension onto the house where the bench is in the kitchen. So there we go, adding several little bits of ivy. It looks so good. I can't wait to do more with this ivy. Like I said, I'm not the best at it, but I'll get better, and hopefully you all think it looks good. But yeah, putting in a couple of little shrubs and flowers and all of that stuff. I do put a few flower swatches inside the planter boxes to sort of look like, I mean, they mostly look like flowers, but I imagine that they grow their own vegetables here and that they do their best to be self-sustaining on this lot. But I kept the backyard pretty simplistic. I didn't go too crazy. I was going to put these bushes in there, but then I remembered the little flower things that we can do, and I was like, nah, like those look so much better. But yeah, go through and put a few of those. And that's pretty much it for the backyard. I do put a picnic table in under the birch tree, and then I add a little lamp, like one of that little lamp that came with backyard stuff, I believe. I put that on there, and another lemonade pitcher. Just kept it really simple, really sweet. So I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I know that this video has been shoddy at best, but thank you all for hanging in there. I really appreciate it. And I really hope you enjoyed this build. Like I said, let me know down in the comments what sort of builds you would like to see me build in the future. Do you like traditional stuff like this? Do you like houses that you could see in real life? Or do you prefer, more fantastical, create like vampire houses, things like that? Let me know down in the comments. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't. That really helps build number one, build my confidence, number two, and build attention for this channel. So I appreciate you all watching. Thank you all so much, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.